It's to the Most High Yah. Let me start over. First, I want to start out by giving all praise to the Most High Yah in the name of His Son Yahweh Shah. And the title of today's lesson is "Are You Prepared?" Are you prepared? Because Bishop kind of stole some of my lesson yesterday. I'm taking credit for all that one, Bishop. But he he stole some of my lesson yesterday, but that's all right. Um, it's still plenty of meat left on that bone. So, are you prepared for what's to come? Because obviously it's coming. We was just talking about it. Let me start off by getting Exodus 15, uh, verse 2 and 3, because it's all kind of violence and wars brewing out there. But we got the chief warrior on our side if we've been keeping these commandments. Exodus 15, 2 and 3.
This book of Exodus, chapter 15, verse 2 and 3. Yahweh is my strength and song, and he is become my salvation. He is my Yah, and I will prepare him an habitation, my father's Yah, and I will exalt him. Verse 3. Yahweh is a man of war, and Yahweh is his name.
You see that? We got the number one man of war on our side. So all these wars, you shouldn't even be sweating them too bad if you've been keeping these commandments. But and hopefully we get to sing this song like the children of Israel got to sing this song after the Most High brought them out of the land of Egypt. Let me get Isaiah 54 and 16. There's definitely
This
a
book
lot
of
of war coming.
Isaiah,
Go ahead.
this book of Isaiah, chapter 54, verse 16. Behold, I have created the smite that below the coals in the fire, and that bring forth and is sharpened for his work, and I have created the washer to destroy.
You see that? So the Most High he raising up that Smith. He raising up that Smith that's gonna create these weapons that's gonna be used in the war. You see that? So he didn't put Donald Trump in here to stir the pot up and get it cracking. You see that? So all these instruments that's been created and being currently being created, we finna get ready to see some of these put to use over the next, I don't know, it's gonna be a few months, few years, but in a very short time, we finna see all this stuff come to fruition. Like I say, the Most High made this. This man might have been the one that did it, but the Most High inspired him and gave him that mind to be able to do that. Just for this purpose to fulfill these prophecies. Look at this first video. Can y'all hear that?
Well, I can hear you.
Let me see. I was playing a video. Could y'all hear the video?
No, I can't hear nothing now.
No, we can't hear the video, Captain.
Okay, hold on. Let me go back to the Zoom. Here. Somebody gonna have to give me the hosting. That's probably why y'all can't hear it. All right, can y'all see that?
God,
Can y'all hear that?
No, we can't hear, Apostle.
la
Let's see. How do I do the sound? I feel like I always get stuck right here. Hey, where you click the share the sound? Oh, here we go. I think I got it.
You have it?
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
All right.
But you gotta go through a menu to get to that, boy. All right.
Natanz, and Esfahan. Everybody
Yeah, I can hear that now, right?
heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier. For 40 years, Iran has been saying death to America, death to Israel. They have been killing our people, blowing off their arms, blowing off their legs with roadside bombs. That was their specialty. We lost over 1,000 people, and hundreds of thousands throughout the Middle East and around the world have died as a direct result of their hate. In particular, so many were killed by their general, Qasem Soleimani. I decided a long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue. I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before. And we've gone a long way to erasing this horrible threat to Israel. I want to thank the Israeli military for the wonderful job they've done. And most importantly, I want to congratulate the great American patriots who flew those magnificent machines tonight, and all of the United States military on an operation the likes of which the world has not seen in many, many decades. Hopefully, we will no longer need their services in this capacity. I hope that's so. I also want to congratulate the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Raisin Kane, spectacular general, and all of the brilliant military minds involved in this attack. With all of that being said, this cannot continue. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days. Remember, there are many targets left. Tonight's was the most difficult of them all, by far, and perhaps the most lethal. But if peace does not come quickly, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill. Most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes. There's no military in the world that could have done what we did tonight, not even close. There has never been a military that could do what took place just a little while ago. Tomorrow, General Kane, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth will have a press conference at 8 a.m. at the Pentagon. And I want to just thank everybody, and in particular, God. I want to just say we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them. God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel, and God bless America. Thank you very much.
See that? Boy, that's some pride going up forth out of that.
I think President Trump made the right decision.
That Donald Trump, boy, he a proud man, ain't he? You see that? He giving thank yous like the war been won already. You swear that was the end of it. Let me get Proverbs 16 and 18. He said, can nobody else in the world military have pulled this off?
This is the book of Proverbs, 16 and verse 18. Pride go before destruction, and a hungry spirit before a fall.
You see that? He said, Trump walk around here proud with a haughty spirit. You just, like I said, you'll swear that the war over, we won already. Let me get Proverbs 29 and 23.
This is book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 23. A man's pride shall bring him low, but honor shall uphold the humble in spirits.
You see that? So Trump walk around here proud, you know, and the whole, and I'm sure Netanyahu just as proud, but they go be brought down low. Their proud spirit come before destruction. Let me get the next one. Let's see, share.
Boosting beads. That starts with new Dr. Scholl's 24-hour energy multi-purpose insoles. It starts with Dr. Scholl's.
The United States itself has now also opted for a dangerous military operation and aggression against the people of Iran. In doing so, the U.S. administration holds sole and full responsibility for the consequences of its actions, including the Islamic Republic of Iran's right to self-defense under the principles of the United Charter. In accordance with the UN Charter and its provisions allowing a legitimate response in self-defense, Iran reserves all options to defend its security, interests, and people.
Well, it was a very strong reaction. It was very deliberate. It was couched in all sorts of international language regarding the, as he said, violating the UN Charter, hitting a sovereign and independent nation for no reason, especially, he said, when they thought they were in the midst, in his words, of an idea, i.e. negotiations that existed for a peaceful settlement of this question.
You see that? So they looking for peace. Trump just bombed.
Iran's leadership is absolutely
You see that? And you see they talking about self-defense already. So, you know, they letting you know that they not finna just let the United States come over there and just walk over them. So the U.S. gonna have to deal with some form of retaliation. And well, as you wait to the end of this lesson, you'll see that they already are. Let me get Habakkuk 2:2-8.
This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 2-8. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may read that read it.
That he may run that read it.
For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Through it tarry, wait for it, because it would surely come. It would not tarry. Verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith.
You see that? So see that? So this not gonna tarry along. This not gonna tarry around too long. And you know, this vision that was given to Habakkuk, it was would strike fear in your heart if you actually read it. You say he that run, he may run that reason. It's something that's gonna make your soul quake, put some fear into you. Keep going.
Yeah, also, because he dressed by wine. He is a proud man, neither king, who enlarge his desire as hell, and he is as death. He cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and helped him unto him all people.
You see that? So this man, he a proud man. You know, this sounds just like the U.S. They proud, can't stay at home. They all over there in the Middle East interfering with their stuff. You know, they call themselves helping Israel, and they keep it. You know, they messing with everybody. They all in everybody else's business. That's what we've been doing in the United States. That's what they've been doing for the longest, for many years now. Can't keep at home. Keep going.
Verse 6, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increased that which is not his, how long? And to him that laden himself with thick clay. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake thee, that shall vex thee, and shall be for booties unto him?
See that? So eventually everybody go get tired of this. Like I said, now we got enemies, and this just in the past month or so. China. You know, we put tariffs on Canada and Mexico that they're not happy about. Iran, Russia. How, you know, we ain't gonna have no allies left after a while. Not the way with how this administration going, and the ones before them too. And I said that's just people we've been at odds with this month. Keep going.
Verse 8, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all of the remnant of the people shall spoil thee because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of the dwell therein.
See that? Because the U.S. done spoiled many nations go spoil them. That's just fair. Let me get the next article. This one is also a CNN article. Let me get through this commercial.
Just $1. Get all the protein you crave at a price you can't resist. Order now on the Subway app.
וואו, משהו שם באדר, אזור אדר.
על המעמד, וואי, הרצל הלכה בקיוסק של ג'וקר. הלך על הרצל, על המעמד. וואי, איזה מזל, נס משמיים, ואנחנו פה.
See that? So just like how the U.S. went over there and attacked them, Iran sent missiles right back over there within probably a couple of hours. Sent missiles right back over there and threw some missiles at Israel. So, you know, they think they can, you know, Donald Trump got up there all proud, and Israel, I'm sure they were walking around proud too. And Iran came right back at them. So, you know, like I said, I don't know about y'all, but this looked like the start of a third world war to me. Let me get I got one more video to show y'all. Not that one. Because I want y'all to understand how proud these folks are. And how they try to use the Bible, misuse the Bible to justify what they're doing.
Support for Israel come from? Number one, because biblically we're commanded to support Israel. But number two,
hold on.
I'm not holding on.
Hold on. You're a senator, and now you're throwing out theology, and I am a Christian, and I am allowed to weigh in on this. We are commanded as Christians to support the government of Israel?
We are commanded to support Israel. And what
does that mean, Israel?
We're told those who bless Israel will be blessed.
But what, hold on, define Israel. This is important. Are you kidding? This is a majority Christian country.
Define Israel? Do you not know what Israel is? That would be the country you've asked like 49 questions about.
So that's what Genesis, that's what God is talking about.
The nation of Israel, yes.
So is that the current borders, the current leadership? He's talking about the political entity called Israel?
He's talking about the nation of Israel. Yet nations exist, and he's discussing a nation. A nation was the people of Israel.
Is the nation
They're the
God's
descendants of
referring
Abraham.
to in Genesis, is that the same as the country run by Benjamin Netanyahu right now?
Yes.
It is.
And I'm really happy he said that, because when you hear it, you realize how ridiculous it sounds. Even if you're not following the theology, if you don't identify as a Christian, you realize that you have a senator that is sitting across saying that his number one reason, he didn't say one of the reasons, he said my number one reason that I support Israel is because the Bible commands me to do so. And just so you know, the Bible does not command, and this is what Tucker Carlson is getting to in that clip, it absolutely does not command you to support the modern state of Israel. Like Genesis is pointing to the modern 1948 created state of Israel, and you must support it, despite the fact that it is very much involved in what can only be described as demonic behavior since its creation, right? And so you're going to ignore every other biblical passage. You're going to misinterpret this one. It's a dispensationalist heresy. Dispensationalist heresy, which was factually funded by the World Zionist Congress. And we can do another episode on that as I present to you guys all of the evidence that what it guided the notations. This really stems from the Scofield Bible, the heresy of the Scofield Bible. Scofield himself was an absolute fraud who got funded and was overseas and alleges that he wrote all of these notes in the Bible and is telling people how to read their Bibles. The first time that notations were put underneath the passages. So this is what Genesis says, and this is what it means. And this is how this heresy arrived in America. Then somehow this guy is able to, becomes the most printed book, and Oxford Press gets behind it because like a random pastor. You get the idea here. It was very much a funded effort to have Christians misunderstand the Bible. And Ted Cruz is one of these Christians.
Where does my support?
See that? So that's what a lot of them do. They try to sit here, and that's why we say you can't learn the Bible from so-called white men. You can't let the Edomites and you can't let them teach you the Bible, because they trying to use the Bible to justify supporting the modern state of Israel, which we know is fraud. You get Revelations 2 and 9. Because anybody with common sense know that ain't the Israel that the Most High was talking about in the Bible.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works in tribulation and privately, but thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but the synagogue of Satan.
You see that? The Most High call these people the synagogue of Satan. And we see exactly why they call it synagogue of Satan. They impersonating, they impersonating Yah's holy people. We know it ain't them. But this leads into the segue into my next portion of the lesson. So we see that this World War III prophecy is currently being fulfilled. And it looked like we didn't, the U.S. is officially stepped their foot into it. This ain't just supporting, they wholeheartedly got their foot in it now. This ain't just supporting their allies with weapons. No, this is U.S. taking 100% credit for a bombing. We are in this war. So my next thing is, are you ready for what's to come? Because, one of the things that come behind World War III is, besides just dealing with the war itself, is getting persecuted. Because that's what the true believers of the Most High go do. They go get persecuted. And I don't know how many of y'all know this, but I was in jury duty last month, so I can talk about the case now that it's over with. But it's this guy. He was a Muslim, and he supported ISIS, so to say. And I'm just gonna pull that article up just so y'all can get an idea of what the case was about. And I just want y'all to know that this kind of stuff go be happening to, just like it happening there, it's gonna be happening here as well. And this one is titled Westland Man's ISIS support leads to conviction on multiple charges. A 37-year-old man from Westland has been convicted of trying to provide support to ISIS and owning a destructive device. Officials said between 2011 and 2017, Os Muhammad Nasser tried to support ISIS in the form of personnel, including himself and services. Evidence from the trial revealed that Nasser became radicalized and shared extreme ideological content on his YouTube channel. You see that? I just want y'all to focus on that part. He became radicalized and shared extreme ideological content on his YouTube channel. You see that? So that was pretty much the main thing that got him put under investigation. Not that he actually did anything, but just because he was online talking about, you know, ISIS and supporting ISIS, and he called himself the son of the Islamic State. You know, so that's what put them on the Fed's radar. And you know, if you look at the whole case, you know, he had some you know, like I said, he supported ISIS, and you know, but he never actually did anything because he had been over to Iraq and never actually did anything. But you think they gonna stop at ISIS? You know, we just one step away from them throwing Israelites in that same category. We one person away from doing something. Like you remember that shooting where I think that was one guy shot up a Jewish supermarket, and he had an IUIC flyer in his car or something like that because he had just passed by IUIC. No other affiliation, just had the flyer. And they tried to say he was a Hebrew Israelite that went in and did that. You know, so now imagine if somebody that's actually an Israelite go and do something crazy. We one little step away from Israelites being persecuted. After a while, you're not gonna be able to go out and street teach without getting rounded up. Are y'all ready for that? Can y'all deal with that? Or y'all gonna take the fringes and the head wrap off when that time comes? So just get ready, man. It's coming. You see the war is here. The persecution is coming. That's what's next. So I want to know what y'all gonna do. I can tell you what I'm finna do. Let me get Psalms 119, 59, and 60.
This is the Book of Psalms, chapter 119.
59 and 60.
59 and 60. I thought on my ways and turned my feet unto thy testimonies. I have made haste in thy commandment.
You see that? So that's what we need to do. We need to think on our ways and need to make haste to keep these commandments. We don't need to play around with it. You know, so that's the goal right there. Because another thing, some of the stuff that he was saying, you know, that he was on trial for is stuff, you know, some of it is stuff that we say. Because like a hurricane hit in Florida. They were talking about this. A hurricane hit in Florida. And he said, I hope Allah destroy this place. Well, all praise to Allah for destroying this place, or something along the lines of that. We say stuff like that all the time. So you think we ain't gonna be on trial for the same stuff? Come on now, it's just a matter of time. Let me get Matthew 24, 7 through 9. Matthew 24, 7 through 9.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 27, verse 1 through 9. When the morning comes, all the chief princes and elders of the people took counsel against Yahushua to put him to death. And when they had bound him, they led him up away and delivered him to appoint this plaint the governor. Then Judas, which had betrayed him, when he saw that
You
he
on
was
24? Matthew 24?
this book of Matthew 24, verse 9. Then
Yeah,
they shall
start at
deliver
verse 7.
this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There shall be a famines and pestilence and earthquakes in divers places.
You see that? So we already got all the nations and rising up. We had COVID and whatever else floating around out there. You know, we had earthquakes and volcanoes popping up everywhere. Keep going.
Verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then they shall deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye
shall do
shall
what?
and ye shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
See that? Yahushua said they go hate you for his name's sake. So if you out here talking about, you know, Yahweh Hashem, Yahushua, get ready. They coming. They finna come try to take your head off. If you calling on the Most High, get ready. They finna come take your head off. You got fringes on, they coming for you. And the crazy thing is not go. The Most High sent us to the children of Israel to talk. He ain't sent us to everybody. So it's gonna be your own people that's gonna turn on you. Let me get Matthew 23, 29 through 21.
This is book of Matthew, chapter 23, verse 29 to 31. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because ye build up the tombs of the prophets and garnish the scriptures of the righteous, and say, if we had been in the days of our fathers, we would not have been partakers with them in the blood of the prophets. Wherefore ye be witness unto yourselves, that ye are children of them which killed the prophets.
See that? He talking to the Pharisees. He talking to the Pharisees, the circumcision, their own people. You know, that would be today your pastors and your Christians, your deacons and stuff. That's who gonna kill you. That's who gonna turn you in to the. That's who gonna turn you in right there. Because like I said, we don't go to the other nations to teach them. We go to our own people. So that's who gonna be the ones that turn you in. These Christian churches, they go see see some of their members over here on the Israelite side, and they go turn on them. They gonna turn them in. Master, here they go right here. They speak. They talking about death to America. They talking about, they hope the Most High destroy this place. There they are, right there, standing right there on the corner with them fringes on. That's who gonna be the ones to turn you in, the pastor. You ain't got to worry about the other nations coming and telling on you. That's who's gonna tell on you. Let me get Ezekiel 3 and 5.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3, verse 5. For thou art not sent to a people of strange speech and and hard language, but to the house of Israel.
You see that? Most High said, I ain't sending you to nobody that can't hardly understand you. I'm sending you to the house of Israel. Keep going.
Verse 6. Not too many people of a strange speech and of an hard language, whose words thou canst not understand. Surely had I sent thee to them, they would not hearken unto thee.
You see that? So had he sent us to the Moabites, who can't even understand English, they probably would have turned by now. It would have been a bunch of them Israelites. You see that? So that's who gonna be, hard-headed Israel. That's gonna be the one that's gonna turn you over and get you killed. And let's get an example of that. Let me get Acts chapter 7, 51. Let's read down to verse let me see. Yeah, read down like to verse 50. Read down to the bottom. Read that whole to the end of that chapter. Acts 7 and 51.
Apostle?
Acts 7 and 51.
There's a book of Acts, chapter 7, verse 51. Ye stiff-necked and uncircumcised in heart and ears, ye do always resist the Holy Ghost, as your fathers did, so do ye.
You see that? This ain't nothing new. Just like they did back in the days of the Bible, as you finna see in this story, they done that in the past, and they go keep doing it. Keep going.
Verse 52. Which of the prophets have not your fathers persecuted?
You see that? Which prophet didn't get persecuted? Which prophet was able to just go out there and teach freely how he wanted to? None of them. They persecuted them all to some extent. Keep going.
And they have slain them which sued before the coming of just one, of whom ye have been now the betrayers and murderers.
You see that? So we get out there and talk about the coming of the just one, Yahweh Shai, and we get betrayed. We get up there try to uplift our people, and our people betray us for it. Keep going.
Who have received the law by disposition of angels, and have not kept it.
See that? And they don't keep it. They received, the angels themselves came down and handed them the law. Didn't keep it. Keep going.
When they heard these things, they were cut to the heart, and they gashed on him with their teeth.
See that? This hurt their soul. That's one thing about when that word come out. They can't hold it in. They can't resist it. It touched their spirit. Touched that demon in their soul, I would say. They can't hold it out. I've never seen, every time we street teach, I've never seen nothing like it. You can say the simplest, most kind-hearted thing to somebody, and it just make them angry. That demon cannot stand up to this word. It got to do something. Keep going.
Verse 55. But he, being full of the Holy Ghost, looked up satisfied and steadfastly into heaven, and saw the glory of Yah, and Yahushua standing on the right hand of Yah, and said, Behold, I see the heavens opened, and the Son of Man standing on the right hand of Yah. Then they cried out with a loud voice, and stopped their ears, and ran upon him with one accord.
You see that the whole crowd just stopped their ears up and ran up to him. Like they ain't want to hear nothing else. They couldn't take it. They couldn't hear no more. Keep going.
Verse 58. And cast him out of the city, and stoned him. And the witness laid down their clothes at a young man's feet, whose name was Saul. And they stood Stephen, calling upon Yah, and saying, Yahweh shall receive my spirit. And he kneeled down and cried with a loud voice, Yahweh, lay not this sin to their charge. And when he had said this, he fell asleep.
They didn't stone Stephen to death. And he still had mercy on him and said, ask the Most High not to put this sin, let this sin be on them. See that? So no matter what kind of love and, soft words, kind words that the prophets come out with, if they coming out of this Bible, the people not going to like it. Let me get Isaiah 54:17.
This book of Isaiah, chapter 54, and verse 17. No weapon is formed against us, these shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment, thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of Yahweh, and their righteousness is of me, save of Yahweh.
You see that? So at the end of the day, no weapon that our own people, and no weapon that Donald Trump, Netanyahu, the minister of Iran, the minister, whoever, whatever leader, Putin, none of the weapons that these people go affect us if we keeping these laws and commandments. But that's why we have to make haste to keep these laws and commandments. We can't tear around because that time is coming. Let me get Jeremiah 16, verse 16 through 21. Because hopefully I want to be on this side of the fence that this verse coming up is talking about. This is the side I want to be on. I don't want to be, Go ahead, bring it out. Because this is what I want to be doing.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, verse 16 through 21. Behold, I will send for many fishers, save Yahweh, and thou shalt fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill, and out the holes of the rocks.
You see that? So the Most High, first he's sending out fishers. That's what we do now when we go out and street teach, when we put these lessons up on the internet for the world to see. We fishing for, we fishing for lost souls. We fishing to bring more children into the congregation. But then, in that day, he go send out hunters. And, it ain't going to be no more fishing for lost souls. It's going to be taking out everybody that came up against the Most High. Keep going.
Verse 17. For mine eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face, neither is their iniquity hid from mine eyes. And first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double, because they have defined my land. They have filled my inheritance with the carcasses of their despicable and abominable things.
See that? So, the Most High, he didn't seen it all. He go pay them back double for all the stuff they did. From Israel over there saying that they the fake Jews saying that they the real Jews. He go pay them back double for that. Keep going.
Verse 19. Oh Yah, my strength and my forces and my refuge in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit.
You see that? So they've been inheriting lies too. They've been lied to just like we've been lied to. Just like Ted Cruz get on there wholeheartedly and say, We supposed to support the state of Israel because that's what the Bible say. And he probably really believed that. That's the thing. So what do you think? Somebody lied to him and told him that that's what that meant more than likely. Keep going.
Verse 20. So shall a man make gods unto himself, and they are no gods?
You see that? So with that interpretation that they have, Benjamin Netanyahu might as well be Yahweh Shai. Because that means they gonna support whatever he say do, because he the leader of the state of Israel, So why not? He can literally get up there and say and do anything, and they gotta support it. And they really believe it. They inherited lies. Keep going.
Verse 21. Therefore, behold, I will this once cause them to know. I will cause them to know mine hand and my might, and they shall know that my name is Yahweh.
You see that? Most High gonna let them know that, yeah, you inherited this lie, and I'm finna show you who the real power is in this earth. Last scripture. Let me get Revelations 3 and 9.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews, but are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee.
You see that? So at the end of the day, them fake Jews, they gonna have to come and worship us. Netanyahu gonna be one of our servants. We gonna have our foot. He gonna be kissing our feet. That like I said, them the type of Edomites I want to kiss my feet. I want Netanyahu down here. I want Trump down here. I want Elon Musk down here. I don't want the random white man walking down the street that's probably on drugs or something that ain't got good sense. I want the top ones to come and kiss my feet. But yep, that's the lesson. Keep these commandments. Shalom.